Live from the Valley, it's your host, former Miss USA, Nia Sanchez.
Hey, baby. Okay, welcome to the Hold My Crown podcast, where we dive into life, pageants, reality TV, parenting, and so much more. Join us for special guests from your favorite reality shows and some of my very good friends, other beauty queens. This is Hold My Crown.
Hold my crown.
Welcome back to the Hold My Crown podcast. We are so excited you're here, and today is an extra special episode.
Yes, it is.
It is because we are
Pregnant!
Yay! We're having a baby.
Merry Christmas, we're having another baby!
And we didn't tell our producer before we started filming, so
you can
she's
see her face.
completely shocked.
Booko baby number 4.
So Merry Christmas. We are having a baby.
4 under 4.
We are so excited.
So excited.
So we're going to be talking about all things baby this episode. I should have been recording Juliana's face.
I just don't know how, things just come out.
I know.
The
Yes.
panic, love,
Yes.
excitement.
Woohoo! So we're going to dive into all things baby. Of course, we have a really fun and great episode planned for you guys today to share the news and the excitement with you, but also give tons of tips and tricks, especially if you're in your first trimester or just want to know like what has worked for us and what hasn't.
You got a Booko baby in there right now.
I got a Booko baby in there. It's very exciting. Okay, but first, thank you for being here. We're very excited to share the news with you, the Hold My Crown podcast listeners. And I'm wondering, are you hearing about it for the first time because you're seeing the title and you're like, oh my gosh, it popped up and what? And this is like your first information? Or did you see it first in Us Weekly because it will be dropped today in Us Weekly as well? Or did you see a post because the post and the podcast and the Us Weekly are all going to drop on the same day. So I'm wondering where you saw it first. Let me know. Comment on Instagram. Send me a DM. I'm very interested to know. But we're really grateful that you're here. Share not only this episode with a friend because this will have so many tips and tricks, but also just share in general and make sure you're following the podcast because we love connecting with you guys every single week. This episode's dropping on a Thursday, but normally in all future episodes, they're normally on Wednesdays. And drop us a review. We mentioned it last week, but we love reviews. We read them all the time, and it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been since late summer since we
Reach
had
out.
our reviews.
We love talking to you guys.
Yeah, we love it. So 5 stars, drop us some words. We love you guys. But yeah, we're pregnant, baby.
What the frick?
How are you doing? How you hanging in there?
How did this even happen?
That was the first thing Daniel said when I told him I was pregnant.
I said, how?
He said, how?
We have been together so long. We have 3 kids, and we know when your cycle is.
We're very in tune to my cycle.
We know when you're ovulating.
Mm-hmm.
And, for 12 years, we've been pulling and praying.
And it's always worked.
When we need to.
Right.
And then we don't. When we don't need to, we don't need to.
We've never had an issue with our technique in 12 years.
Yes. And I still am confused.
Yeah.
Because
I really technically shouldn't be pregnant if our technique is sound, which it is.
Because you're saying it did happen on a pull and pray.
Yes, we got pregnant during a pull and pray, which means that this baby has like a calling on his or her life because this baby's meant to be here. If we were doing a technique that has worked for us for 12 years and we still ended up pregnant, then this baby's meant to be here for a certain reason.
Now, the other thing is, I had said, let me get a new house first, and then we can have the 4th baby.
That was the plan, a house and then a baby.
And you really just wanted the baby. And I think that time, I feel like you've just been leg locking me a little longer, so I can't pull out quick enough.
We need to not get into too many details of our sex life, please.
And on the way out, boom.
Boom. Boom. Baby time.
And boom, baby Booko
Okay.
was conceived.
Okay.
Should we tell how you found out? I mean, should we go into that?
Yes, we will get into that. My first,
because I didn't find out for a while.
Well, that is true. Let's talk about that. And then we'll do a Booko button. We'll take a little break, and then we'll do our stories from the first trimester and share like really good tips and tricks for anybody that's in the first trimester, because that's kind of the hardest time to be pregnant because you're not really telling people about it. You feel isolated and so much is happening.
Right.
So we'll give lots of good takeaways, but
we are kind of pros in this.
Do a little mini like how we found out before we jump into everything else.
All right.
Go.
Yeah, what do you mean? I didn't find out first.
I'm the one that found out first.
Well, I'll tell you this. You had said, hey, I'm a couple days late on my cycle. And I usually am never late.
Right. It's always like clockwork. 28 days.
But then she had to go to she was going to go to Washington. I was going to go too. But then I booked like 5 voiceover jobs for that week. So I had to stay. And you took the kids. And
Washington with my family.
While you were there, I asked if you had started your cycle. And you said, mm-hmm. So I was like, okay. So obviously we're not.
I just wanted to avoid the subject. So we were talking about something else, and you were like, hey, by the way, like you started, right? And I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Anywho, so and like what we're doing tomorrow with the kids, and just completely changed the subject, because I think at that point I had already known that I was pregnant and I didn't want to say anything. So I just changed the subject. But what had happened was.
What had happened?
I was in Washington. I was probably like 4 or 5 days late at this point. And I was like, maybe it's stress. Maybe it's travel. I'm also weaning from was actually have just fully finished weaning from breastfeeding. Maybe something hormonal. I don't know. Something's off. And I mentioned it to my sister-in-law just very casually when we were out on a family outing. I said, yeah, it's so weird that I'm late. Like, it's not a whole week, it's just a few days, but I'm late. And she was like, oh, well, and she just had a baby. She had like a 7-week-old when we were there. So she was like, you know, I have an extra pregnancy test that I never use. Should I just bring one over when we come over for dinner tomorrow? And I said, sure, bring it over. So casually, 0% thinking I was pregnant. And she brought it over. I was giving Asher a bath. My brother, sister-in-law, and mom were hanging out with the babies, all 3 babies, my babies and their baby. And I took it like while I was just chilling upstairs with Asher and set it down, played with Asher and sang songs, whatever we do, played rubber ducky, I don't know. And then I picked it up and it said pregnant. And I was just like, no way. And then I went downstairs and I held it in my hand and I turned it around and I tried to show my mom, and she says, I don't have my glasses on. I can't see it. And I have my phone out and I'm recording. I'm like, dag nabbit. So then I showed my sister-in-law, and as I'm recording, I accidentally missed her reaction.
Yeah, I haven't even seen these videos.
I'll show you. Then I showed my brother and he goes, what if it's triplets? And I was like, oh my gosh, don't say that out loud.
Oh my goodness.
I would pass out. I don't know what I would do or my body would do if it was triplets. I told him, I was like, you take that back right now. And then I told my mom and she said, oh, SHIT. I'm like, you guys, I need a little more positive reactions. And then I had this information and I decided to wait a full week. I found out on the 10th.
Yeah.
And Daniel's birthday was on the 17th. So
and our anniversary.
And our anniversary is the 10th.
No, anniversary is the 17th when we got married on my birthday.
So I said, you know what? I told him within like 12 hours for both of the first 2 pregnancies. This one, I'm going to wait until his birthday. So I waited a full week to tell Daniel.
So you came home, and how many days were you sitting on this?
3 days.
Like 3 days.
Yeah.
And then she says, let's do your birthday gift. And it's a box. And she's recording it, but we record.
We record everything.
Everything. And open the box. It's another box. Open the box. It's another box. Open box.
That's a big old box I started with.
And
each one is wrapped. You had to unwrap all the wrapping paper
the
for
box,
each one.
And there's a freaking positive pregnancy test.
And he literally said,
there.
How? Like, he just did not understand. He said, where did you get this from? That was his next thing he said. I said, where do you think I got it from? I am pregnant. I didn't get it from anybody else.
Maybe you had got it from Jessica's.
He thought it was
Jessica's
a prank
or
something.
I was in complete shock.
Yeah.
And then just went through a roller coaster of all the emotions.
That's hilarious.
I
he cried.
screaming.
He was like a little scared.
Crying.
Shocked.
Scared. Laughing to mask how I was really feeling of absolute fear and anxiety. Of having
And then he was kind of like, we haven't gotten the house yet. Like, we wanted to get a house and then get pregnant.
We're already bursting at the seams.
We've been actively house hunting. We were hoping to be moving into a house before December. Now we're like, okay, January, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then get pregnant was the plan.
Right.
So, but you know what? God has different plans. And that's
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the phrase, make a plan and God laughs.
Exactly. So let's do.
So we are having another baby. It's going to be 4 under 4. I don't even know what to say now because now that they say one baby's like one baby, 2 babies like 5 babies, 3 babies is like 9,476 babies and a donkey. What's 4 babies?
I wish I had an answer. I have no idea.
There's no answer. You're just speechless.
Drowning?
That's the other thing. They
4
say
babies
2
is drowning.
But they say like a third baby is like you have 2 babies, you're drowning in the ocean, and instead of someone throwing you a life thing, they throw you a baby. Say figure it out. That's for 3.
That's maybe what 4 is. We'll say that's 4.
They throw you 2 babies.
There you go.
I'm one of 4.
Yes, you are. My goal, before we do our Booko button, my goal is to have all of the babies off of bottles. They can still have milk in a sippy cup, but like off of bottles, and all the babies out of diapers before this baby's born. I would like to get the girls potty trained by 2 because they'll,
Listen,
we'll see.
And also we didn't address this. It is a singleton.
Woo.
It is one baby. It is one heartbeat.
Yes.
Because obviously we were not worried, but thinking.
We were worried there was going to
we
be
gonna
2 or 3.
Twins or triplets, because the odds go up after you have had twins, even though that's not in either side of our family. So Here we go. And we understand it's just been a crazy journey. Like we didn't even think we could get pregnant, with Asher, our first. And now we have Asher, we have the twins, and now we're having another baby. So we feel very, very blessed and grateful. We know that a lot of people can't go on a journey, are on a journey that have not yet been able to get pregnant.
Yeah.
So we do feel very blessed. We do not take it for granted, and we know it's God's greatest gift, and we are very excited and all the feels.
All the feels. I have a Booko button. But I feel like this is such a happy episode. I don't know if I want to bum out the energy of the episode.
Why?
Okay.
Wait, you had a Booko button last time.
No, we had a Booko button. Okay, you have one?
Yeah, but this is just because this has become crazy. Also, now that you're pregnant, but this also was happening all the time before you were pregnant.
Oh boy, I think I know what he's gonna say.
I did last week 6 loads of laundry. We do not have a good plan when it comes, and when you have 3 kids and us, and laundry just starts piling up like crazy. And we have hampers to put our dirty laundry in all over the house, mainly bathroom, bedrooms, that type of thing. Nia loves to not be able to find things or figure out what is missing. What is she wearing? She needs everything out. So she will go into the bathroom and take all the clothes that are dirty out of the hamper, find what she's looking for, or not. It doesn't matter. But somehow those clothes don't get back into the hamper. So I go into the bathroom all the time, and it's just a pile of clothes. You can't even see the floor. That is a Booko button.
Yeah.
Just put the clothes back.
Usually I'm in a rush.
It takes 2 seconds. And yes, we have 3 kids, so we are always in a rush.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's a good Booko button.
Booko button.
I would say I understand your frustration. And I do try to get better at it. I'm just not there yet, but I keep trying. Maybe someday. Maybe someday our laundry will be a little more tamed and we won't have so much of an issue.
No kidding.
Before I got pregnant, I was in the habit, I would say 3 to 5 nights a week, I would do like one load of laundry a night. Like I'd put it in and I put a delayed start and it would start at like 5 a.m. And so it'd be ready to be moved over first thing in the morning. Um, since I've been pregnant, and I will get more into some of this stuff with the first trimester, I've gone from like normal household tasks to like 0. So
It's correct.
it's been really rough on us because it
us?
shows, yes, us. I
Yes.
don't like looking at the house as a mess. I think it does show how good we are as a team, because when I'm 100% down for the count, like the flow in our house doesn't keep flowing. We have to be a team.
I try to.
I know you try,
I try
but
to. I do
we
all
are
the
both
cooking,
fully
all the
needed.
cleaning, all the,
I know, and when you clean, it's still a complete disaster, which is why I'm saying we work better
Thank you.
together.
Yes, we do.
I'm saying we are a good team together, and we can like survive when we're working together.
Right.
But when I'm out of the
You are
equation,
down- exactly.
it's not good, guys.
And first trimester, you
100%
out for the equation.
The whole time. So that was a great book button. Let's take a little break. We'll get into some of our crazy or fun or wild first trimester stories and lots of tips and tricks. We'll be right back.
We're pregnant.
Be right back from the break. Welcome back from the break. I am, if you're watching on YouTube, wearing my like Christmassy sweater because with our producer, I was like, yeah, this is our Christmas episode because we kept the secret from her. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
But I was confused too.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you screwed me.
It's okay. I feel
Where's
like
I have a plethora of Christmas
You do.
sweaters.
it's okay. So we are talking about first trimester. And one thing I want to mention about the first trimester is I feel like that for a lot of pregnant women, myself included, is one of the hardest times physically and mentally to be pregnant during like your whole pregnancy, because you're not telling anybody, or a lot of people don't tell anybody. Some people do, but we really just keep it quiet for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And you're sick, you're miserable, you feel like you're going to pass out, and you can't tell anybody. You know, like if I have an obligation or I have work or I have, you know, even a social thing. I went over to my girlfriend's girls' night before Thanksgiving, and I remember I was like, okay, I can do this. I can survive if I just sit down and I don't move that much and I drink a lot of water. I can make it through the night, because I literally could barely walk from like point A to point B without feeling fatigued or out of breath. Like I was just so weak in my first trimester.
Yeah.
I brought my own snacks so that I could like survive, and it was just a whole thing. And then nobody knows, so you probably look and feel like death, but you can't tell and you can tell your girlfriends, like a lot of people do, and I think it's actually better if you do. I just still have this like hesitancy personally, but yeah, on the mama side, it's rough because you don't feel good, but nobody knows why. Or you just, or like, oh, we were talking during the break about how I've lost a lot of weight because I can't eat that much during my first trimester. So I lose the rest of the baby weight. I had like probably 8 pounds less left to lose to get to like feeling more comfortable. I lost that real quick in the first trimester. And I would get people at church, my friends, be like, Nia, like, you look really good. How are you doing? Because like they also don't want to assume that I'm skinny for a good or bad reason. They're like, how are you doing? But like,
Right.
you look good. And just kind of was like, yeah, I stopped breastfeeding a while ago. The weight's finally coming off, because I was so early on when people were making these comments.
Yeah.
Now I can tell them that we're in the second trimester, but it's a whole thing. I joke with Daniel. I'm like, I wish I don't want to be pregnant all the time, but like, it takes me getting pregnant to get back to feeling good in my body.
To what you feel like your ideal
exactly.
weight is and all that.
But yeah,
Like, oh, we just got to keep getting you pregnant.
yeah, but that's only temporary, and then I get to grow a whole baby and birth the baby
Exactly.
and get all that baby weight. So it's a whole thing. Yeah, thoughts about the first trimester? Our experience this time or other times?
I mean, it's just different this time around. I mean, I remember with Asher, every day I made you breakfast in bed, and you wanted like 4 eggs.
That
Toast.
was postpartum. 4 is postpartum.
Huh?
Remember, I can't eat that much when I'm pregnant, so it's 2 eggs in toast, but postpartum, I'm like, give me 4 eggs.
Wait, no, when
When
you were
I'm
pregnant.
breastfeeding.
With Asher? When you
Yeah.
were pregnant with Asher?
I could never eat that much in my first trimester.
I'm confused then.
You are. It was my postpartum, especially with the twins. You would make me 4 eggs every single day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, what is this experience like? Because we have 3 kids at home.
Exactly. So
And
yeah,
it's my first
completely
trimester.
different. I have to keep reminding myself that you're pregnant because we have 3 kids that were constantly.
That was going to be my Booko button. We communicate well.
Yes.
Really well. And we have checked in and I've said, hey, you haven't checked in on like the pregnancy side of things as much as you have previously in previous pregnancies. So we communicate well about it, but that's been kind of a button for me.
With our full house and all of the things that we have going on, I'm on the brink of a mental breakdown at the end of the day, every day.
That makes me sad.
I'm saying that lightly, but it also is
lightly,
true.
but yes.
I mean, we just have so many balls in the air and plates spinning and the 3 kids. And so I do have to remind myself, oh my gosh, I gotta be intentional on. I do good at checking in. I just feel like I could be doing obviously more, and I did more in the other pregnancies.
Yes.
But right now
I
it's
feel
like
we connected more.
Yes.
Over baby or babies
yes.
for the first 2 pregnancies than we have this time around. But also, like you said, the plates are spinning, the kids are running.
It's a madhouse. It's a jungle.
We love it. We're blessed. You make it sound terrible, and I don't want to scare new parents.
No, I'm not making. I'm just saying this is reality. At the end of the day, I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful, and I say this all the time. Like, I'm obsessed with our kids. I'm obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with our family, and I can't wait to have another child with you.
Yeah.
It's just different because I could be so attentive to all of your needs. Attentive. Thank you. To all of your needs. And this time I've probably dropped the ball a few times of just checking in or doing things or going out of my way to be able to, because I don't have the bandwidth or time. But we're making it work.
We are making it work. So it's so funny because when we went into my OB for our first initial consult and appointment, Daniel had said, I feel like this first trimester is so much more intense and harder and worse for Nia. And then we went over all my symptoms and she goes, so you're experiencing all the exact same symptoms that you experienced your last 2 pregnancies.
Every pregnancy. Exactly.
I'm I guess the symptoms are the same. It's just, it feels more intense because we have 3 small children.
Yeah.
And we have more going on in our life with even behind the scenes stuff with the Valley, with the podcast, with social media work, with personal lives, friendships. It's just life. We're in a busier season.
Girls, yeah.
And the girls show, your voiceover, it's a lot.
Yeah. And your fatigue is, that's the biggest thing.
Actually, that was my first sign before even, when you are supposed to have your period, that's okay, that's when you test. Before even that point, that was my first sign that I was pregnant. I don't think I even told you about it.
No.
My mom was in town. We picked up the babies and carried them to the room to get changed for nap time. And walking to the room and setting them down on the day bed where we changed them, I told my mom, oh my gosh, this is so weird. I feel like tingly and all the blood just ran out of my body and I could just fall down. And that's how I feel in my whole first trimester. It's not fun. And it was just a rush of that feeling over me, a wash of the feeling over me.
Yeah.
And I just dismissed it. I was like, maybe I need some more protein or I need some potassium or something. I don't know. This is so weird. But it was before I even was late on my cycle. And that was and then I experienced that the whole rest of the first trimester.
Yeah.
But I want to get into tips and tricks and takeaways for couples. And
let's do it.
If you're listening and you are a new parent, this is your first pregnancy, congratulations. If this is your second, third, fourth, fifth pregnancy, congratulations. And maybe something you hear here today will be helpful. And even if you're not pregnant, you're just listening because you love hanging out with us and you're excited about our news, these tips and tricks might be able to help someone in your family or a friend or even yourself in the future. So
For sure.
hang with us. All right. First trimester, couples with no babies. One of my first, biggest things that I say to all my friends that are pregnant for the first time is, and I don't say it in a negative way because I don't love it when people say, oh, just wait till the baby's here. You'll never sleep again. I hate it when people speak negatively.
Yeah.
This is in a positive way. This is your first pregnancy. It's so special. Soak up every single moment and take it easy when you can, because if you choose to have more children during your other pregnancies, you will have a little one that needs you. So it's enjoy every single moment. Sleep when you can. I remember being pregnant with Asher, and I feel like I slept on the couch for the first 3 months, all day long.
Yeah.
Just because I was comfortable. Just really enjoy it and really listen to your body. There's so many things that you can experience during pregnancy overall, whether it's first trimester or not, the ups and downs, the hormones. I experienced a little bit of depression, and it would kind of come and go for about a month to 2 months straight in my second trimester. And it's just being really in tune with your partner, allowing them to help you. I know sometimes we get very don't touch me. I just don't feel good. But, just having healthy communication on how your partner can help you. Hey, I don't need you to rub my back right now. I can't really deal with any touch, but can you get me this to drink? Or can you just bring me a blanket? And just having that healthy communication, I think, can make for a really beautiful experience. And a pregnancy can be a place to bring you and your partner closer together if you're both intentional about your headspace and communicating well and allowing, that connection. Because I imagine for the man, and Daniel, you'll share some thoughts in just a minute, but I imagine that it's very almost disconnected. Okay, I know she's pregnant, but she's not showing yet, and I can't feel the baby yet. It just might feel a bit disconnected. So it's allowing that person in to help you. I even say that with my pageant clients. It's I know this is your pageant journey, but allow your friends and family to help you. They want to be part of it and support you.
Yeah.
And you're not in it alone if you have a partner that's there ready to help you. I know some women are, and it's definitely seek out and find who your people are. Maybe it's your best friend or your mom or your cousin or your sister, and, communicate with them so that you have someone, find someone. But hopefully it's the partner if, you guys are listening.
Yeah.
What about for the men? Whether it's let's mostly focus on first pregnancy, but it can be others.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, it's a helpless feeling because you're every day you don't know, what you're going to get. You just have to go in knowing that this is a season. You're going to give a lot of grace and patience and try to be in tune and don't take things too personal because those hormones be going crazy.
They do. And I saw the funniest thing on Instagram, and it's been popping up a lot lately for me. And it's my husband says he doesn't like my change in attitude, but the only thing that's changed in me is that now his DNA is inside of me. So it's he doesn't like it. It's his fault.
No, so
I thought that was funny.
For me, it was same things I was doing before, getting pregnant when it took so long, of just getting myself right. Knowing mentally I need to be there. So I need to get up. I need to, have some good God time, feed my spirit, feed my body with, a good workout, cold shower, and know that I just need to be the rock right now and take care of everything and be very intentional on you and your needs and trying to figure out what those are in the nicest way possible.
Yes, totally.
And having that open communication, I think is definitely key.
Yes. Also, something that I love that Daniel did from the beginning when I was first pregnant all the way through till now is he has these apps for dads specifically, and they are geared towards men. And there had been times, I remember one moment specifically in my first pregnancy where and I was very nauseous, and Daniel said, hey, I was reading in my app that you're nauseous because of the acidity in your stomach when you're laying down. So if you have a few crackers before you get up, here I can put some by your nightstand, on your nightstand. it might actually help with the nausea before you even get out of bed if you can have some crackers.
Mm-hmm.
But like he learned that on his own and he read that on his own. And especially in the first, I feel like we know what we're doing at this point for the most part. But in the first pregnancy, we both did a lot of audiobooks. I would read one and then I would kind of tell him like, you don't need that information. Or like, oh, this is a great one. Can you read it too? So we were on the same page because we were intaking the same information. One of the apps for women and men that I like, and you could probably both download the same app and have the same login so that you can both see everything, is Pregnancy Plus. It's the word pregnancy with the plus sign. That's a really good one. And then do you remember, it's been now 3.5 years. Do you remember any books that you really liked that we both read? I feel like I'm blanking on the names of all of them.
I'm going to blank on the names of the titles as well.
We'll come back to that. If we think of any, we'll let you know.
But for the guys, my favorite app, I had a couple on there, but my favorite one was just called Daddy. And
what's it look like so you can describe it?
It has a bull. It's a bull and its horns. And it gives you like daily tips, weekly tips, shows, the size of the baby, what Nia's going through.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think just having that easily at your fingertips, and then when you do communicate to your spouse, I think for you, you just felt cared for.
Yes.
And you felt like you weren't in it by yourself, that I was actually trying to, we're in this together.
Yeah.
Whether obviously you're doing all the work,
mm-hmm.
but there is, a lot, not that, guys, it's hard for guys, da, 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 da. But yes, we do have a lot put on us
mm-hmm.
in this situation.
Yeah.
So having that, being a team, and coming to you with those types of things that you hadn't maybe heard, or you hadn't read, or I surprised you with a foot massage, or says go get flowers today,
mm-hmm.
Just things that help you think of things that could, put a smile on your face and get you through the day.
Yeah, I really do feel like the knowledge that he would gain on his own made me feel cared for. And the way that he supported me made me feel cared for, because it is like, and I remember there was times where I would cry to you like, I know you're trying, but you just don't get it. Like, you don't know what my body is feeling. You don't feel the like lightning crotch, like pain and like the pulling of ligaments, or when you feel like your ribs are expanding and you're like, this is like probably what they would do for torture back in the day. Like like there's just so many things. I'm like, you'll never understand. But he always tried, and he was always supportive, and he never got like defensive where it's like, but I'm trying. He would just hear me, like let me have my moments, and then
make sure
support me.
You were being heard.
Yeah, exactly. That was definitely the biggest thing, because especially if it's your first pregnancy, it's so new. I want to give like one or two more just tips or tricks that might be different from what you've heard from your friends and family, or unique or sweet or whatever. Something that actually, this is a great tip even if you're not pregnant yet and you're trying. One of my girlfriends, when we were trying for Asher and we're just so heartbroken that we were not pregnant yet, she said, write a letter to your baby, and you're telling them who you are, how you're dreaming of them, how they're wanted, they are loved. Before you even meet them, they're so loved. Like your dreams for them, like it makes me emotional even thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I have multiple letters that in my journals that I wrote to Asher.
Wow.
And I wrote in my journals for sure to the girls too. And so I definitely need to do one for this baby. I wonder, do I wait to find out if we're having a boy or a girl and then write a letter? Do I write one now and one later? But I think it's really sweet. And then your child will have that forever. Like you can write it, you can type it, you can print it out. But it's when you could put in their baby book, and it's something that would be very sentimental and sweet for your child to know that they were loved and desired and thought of so intentionally before they were ever even here. So I feel like that's really sweet. And that's both beautiful. Mom and dad can do that. Oh my gosh, my favorite app, and I need to partner with them so that I can give you like a discount code. Maybe I'll reach out to them soon and
Keepsake.
Do that. Yes, Keepsake with a Q. Keepsake, the best app ever, because it's so convenient. It is a baby journal app / like life. Like Asher's 3 years old and we still do entries for him, and they print you. So what it is, it's an app where you can go in, you could do like a pregnancy journal where you're sharing the ultrasound photos and giving updates on how you're feeling or what you're thinking about for baby. And they prompt you with questions. But the best part about it, yes, you can go into the app and like fill in every question they have, but as frequently as you want, whether it's daily or every 2 to 3 days or once a week, they send you a text message with the prompt for the week. And all you do is just respond in a text message, and you can even add photos, and then it's in the book and you can just get it printed out.
I get it every day.
Yeah, because I like to
get it
answer
every day
questions about our children.
5 p.m.
There you go.
I get a text from Keepsake and saying, what was something Isabel did today that made you smile?
Right.
And, you just text back, and then they say, if you want to send a picture, whatever. And then it
saves
store
it.
It's
in
it.
order.
Yeah.
It tells who sent it. Daddy sent this. Mommy sent this. You can add multiple family members, grandma, grandpa, like anybody. So it's very special, and you can keep going. Like we still get questions about Asher, and we just love the app, and it makes it so convenient. So that's a good one that you can start while you're pregnant. You can continue, and you can like print that book off and then have a new one for their baby book, their first year of life. Like you can just keep going with it. So I love that so much.
What else?
I think that's it for tips and tricks at the top of my mind. Do you have any other like takeaways or something that they might not think of or hasn't been told to whomever is listening?
No, I think the biggest tip for men is know it's a season. Do what you got to do to get your mind and body right to be a rock during that season.
Yeah.
And make sure that you're intentional on making her feel loved and cared for. Because we don't understand, but we do want to be a part of it. And, for women, allow that to happen. Don't just shut your spouse out.
Yeah.
And say,
even
I'm
if you
doing this by
alone,
myself.
You're not alone.
I feel alone. Right.
If they're trying.
Right.
Yeah.
If they're trying. Right. True. So allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick little break. We will come back with like 2 more quick things and then a fun mom and dad rapid fire game, and then we will wrap it up.
Oh,
All
boy.
right. Quick break. Welcome back from the break. Thanks for hanging with us. I hope those tips and tricks helped. I think you can also learn from this one little other point that we have before we play a game. And I wanted to check in with Daniel and see if there's anything just us as a couple or you as a dad would do differently within like pregnancy and this like season of life. We were experiencing it for the first time for the first pregnancy. We kind of knew what we were doing for the second pregnancy, but it was twins. And now we're here on our third. We feel like we're experts. Anything that we would do differently, in your opinion?
In what stage?
Just pregnancy, having kids, whatever.
Right. I not really. I mean, I feel like I have, obviously you're just not going to be as intentional as you are in your first one than you are in your fourth.
You could. You could try.
I am trying.
You are trying. You could try more.
Oh my gosh. We need a 24/7 a housekeeper and nanny for me to be able to do that, because I am wearing all of the hats.
Honey, I am coming out of the first trimester and I have started to do more, so I want that acknowledgement.
Acknowledged.
Thank
But
you.
yes, it is.
Don't say
but. See, the hormones are going. I'm not taking it
It's
any
not
personal.
hormones, it's acknowledge me.
Not taking it personal.
Wow.
Giving grace.
Wow.
No.
So you don't have an answer for my question.
No
Okay.
answer.
Good. Alrighty. The thing that I would do differently for me as a woman, I really literally cannot like walk exercise wise, even for exercise in the first trimester for any of my pregnancies, because I am so fatigued and so tired and so nauseous and all of that. I think we tried to do a walk around the block towards the end of my first trimester. I was like, I can do it. Let's do it. I had to sit down, and it was just we have a big block and like a short block. You can decide if you want to take the long or short route. We did the long route because I used to walk this every single day when I'm just myself. And I literally had to sit down and I was like getting worried I wouldn't make it home. So outside of the first trimester, I plan on working out all the way through the end of my pregnancy, lightening up on the intensity at the very end. I did that with Asher. Actually, I didn't. I did a lot of walking with Asher. I didn't work out as much as like lifting weights and going to classes that I like to go to that also bring me joy. But I definitely was moving every day, second and third trimester with Asher, up until the point where I was teaching a 2-hour women's self-defense class in my like 9th month of pregnancy. Whereas for the girls, I was so pumped. I'm like, this is going to be my healthiest pregnancy yet. I'm going to work out. And I was 5 months pregnant doing soul cycle classes, like living my best life. And I was having so much fun and staying active and feeling good. But we did run into a lot of complications a little more than halfway through the pregnancy. And one of the things, because it had to do with blood flow, that my doctor said was to really take it easy and not work out and not get my heart rate up.
Right.
So that all my blood flow could just be focused on the babies and nothing else. So I didn't work out as much as I wanted to, but it was for the health of the babies. So this time, and for the health of babies and my own body, like I want to feel as good as I can after pregnancy. So I do think if you can work out in any way, whether it's just walking every day, but weight training also, if you have the capability and your body's already used to it. Like you can't start something brand new that your body's never done. When you're pregnant, you're not supposed to, but if you've done weight training before, continue it. Don't say, oh, I'm pregnant, so I'm going to be eating for 2 and laying on the couch. If you have the energy, second, third trimester, try to go for it because they say that it really helps with recovery in every way, shape, and form, and mentally and emotionally as well.
Mentally, your mood,
So that's the thing I'm going to do different. I did not do weights my pregnancy with Asher or a lot of strength training. And I tried with the girls and I had to stop. So this one, I'm really hoping it's one baby.
Let's go, girl. I love this.
Keep it moving. Alrighty.
I support you in that.
Thank you. I have some questions that are like rapid fire kind of fun questions. So I'm going to ask Daniel some questions first. And then
boy.
He will ask me questions. Let's do this. Alrighty. 20, but I won't read all 20. It's just 20 rapid fire daddy questions. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What's the best part about being a dad? Go.
Best part about being a dad is
rapid fire.
Oh my gosh. So many things.
Okay.
So many. Just being obsessed playing with my kids and loving on them and all the things.
Okay. What's the hardest part about being a dad?
Seeing them grow up.
Oh, my heart. Stop it. Diaper blowout. Handle it yourself or call for backup?
Still not the second question. I get a little emotional. What? Diaper blowout?
Handle it yourself or call for backup?
Oh, I handled that myself.
The blowouts, when it's up the shirt, down the legs.
I'm a pro. I'm a pro.
Yeah, you are. But I feel like we both call for backup. No?
You do. I handle it.
What's your favorite thing to do with the kids?
So many things.
Okay, give me.
Read books. Snuggle. Play.
Yeah.
Twin attacks.
Yeah.
Yep. Wrestle.
Who is most likely to be a daddy's boy or a daddy's girl?
Who's most likely to be a daddy's boy?
Of our three.
Oh, shit. I mean, they're all going to be they're all going to be daddy. But right now, Asher gets a kick out of. He's mommy's boy.
Yes, he is.
But I got those girls have me wrapped around their finger.
Yes, they do.
They are obsessed with daddy.
Yeah.
Yep. What's
the first thing you thought when you found out about baby number 4? Kind of already said this.
How?
Yes. What's the best dad hack that you've learned so far?
Best dad hack. The Dunas and the Kia Carnival.
Minivan life.
It's not a minivan.
It is. Who do you think the new baby will look like?
Both of us.
What's the funniest thing one of our kids has ever said to you? Asher.
I'll just say, not to me, but to a babysitter who walked in and we hadn't told anybody. And he goes, "Mommy has a baby in her belly."
We knew we shouldn't have told him, but it just happened. And then he was so
Rapid fire.
excited about it. Okay, rapid fire. We'll do
that
like
it?
3 more. What's your favorite story to read at bedtime?
Daddy and Me.
If you are looking for this book on Amazon, it is great. I got it for Daniel for his first Father's Day before Asher was born. It's called Daddy and Me. It has a picture of a daddy bear and a little cub, like animated. And the background of the book is blue. You can find it on Amazon. Make sure you get it a board book version.
I read this book while they were in the womb.
Read it to the belly, the baby in the belly.
Yeah. Asher in the belly and the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And now I got to start reading it to
Mm-hmm.
Baby Booko.
Yeah.
Number 4.
It is a very well-loved book. The kids, it's their number 1 request at night. It's
Yeah.
very sweet.
Rapid for mama.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best part about being a mama?
Snuggles and hugs and just love. Like when your babies plop onto you. It's so sweet.
What's the hardest thing about being a mama?
When all of your babies want you at one time and you're trying your very best, but it's so hard to give them all the attention and love that you want to.
What's your first thought when you found out we were having baby number 4?
Just pure shock. Like how?
You too?
Yes. I was like, this is not possible.
Which
We
baby
have a
item
plan.
can't you live without?
A really great diaper bag. Mina Bae, Bae, is like, oh, it feels luxurious.
What's your go-to meal when the kids won't eat anything?
Ooh, crackers. They love, or string cheese. They love string cheese or Belvita crackers.
I was going to go pasta.
They do love pasta. Pasta with cottage cheese and Parmesan.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
What's the funniest thing one of the kids has done recently?
So many things. Asher is really into like water play right now. So he had a step stool. He was up at the counter washing his dinosaurs, like he was cleaning them in the sink. And this is the kitchen sink. And then I leave to go do something with the babies and I come back to check on him. And he is sitting in the sink with the water all the way up to his chest playing with his dinosaurs. And I'm like, how did you even get there? That is not safe. Oh my goodness. One more story that is one of our favorites is I was there for it, but I told you about it. It's one of your favorites too.
Yes.
I was in the kitchen and I knew that Asher was playing, again, water play in the sink with, like, he washes dishes, but it will be like the thing that holds the toothbrush and he's just pretending he's washing dishes. He was playing with the water. I didn't realize the babies had followed him into the bathroom. So he runs out to me and he says, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, the baby needs you." So I'm like freaking out. I'm running to the bathroom. There's a baby in the toilet. And the other baby was on the side trying to flush the toilet. She wasn't successful, thank goodness.
And flush the baby.
And Asher is covered in soap and bubbles from playing in the sink, and he said he was washing his hair. So that's probably my craziest moment with the kids. And the reason the way the girl got in the toilet was we had one of those little like ladder step stools to get up because we were potty training Asher at the time.
Right.
So that was crazy.
That was crazy.
My mom, loved my mom with all her heart. She was giving the girls a bath. One baby didn't want to be in the bath, so she just ran out to the living room naked. And I was just like, oh, naked babies are cute, whatever. No big deal. And I was going to put a diaper on her at some point because it does.
I had told you to put a diaper on
and it
her.
does get dangerous because if they're standing on the hardwood floor and they pee, they'll step in it and slip. So you got to keep a diaper on a baby. But she was on the carpet. She was doing something, whatever. I'm reading a book to one baby. The other baby, who's not wearing a diaper, she hands me something. And I thought that she found old Play-Doh that had rolled under the couch because she bent down, picked it up and handed it to me. And I was like, oh, you found it. And then it was wet-ish. Ugh, I could throw up. And then I looked down and she's standing in poop and she had taken a chunk and handed it to me. I'm just holding it yay, because I thought it was Play-Doh. Ugh, disgusting.
And who cleaned it up?
We did.
I did.
No, we did.
You left and she started stepping in it. And then
Ugh.
I had to clean everything up.
Yeah. Welcome to parenthood. It's great. It really is fun.
Lots of poop stories.
Those moments make you laugh. Any other ones for me?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do 3 more for me and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Or 5, whatever you think.
Who is the loudest kid in the house? Don't say me.
Asher or Isabel.
Yes. What's your favorite thing to do with the kids?
I love going to classes with them.
What's your most used mom phrase?
Oh, try again. Try again is my favorite phrase because it's not saying like they're saying they can't do something. I'm like, you can do it. And we're arguing back and forth. It's like, hey, just try again. Or like if they're trying to put a shoe on and they're struggling, it's okay, baby, try again. Or if Asher says something that I don't like how he says it, like, give me a popsicle. It's like, oh, try again. Like, let's try that one again. Oh, mommy, can I please have a popsicle? So I feel like try again is my favorite phrase right now.
Nice. Last one. What's one thing you're most excited about for baby number 4?
I'm so excited for more baby snuggles and to just be able to soak in every single second when they're so little because it goes so fast.
Yeah.
And I just like, I already want to freeze time and he or she is not here yet. And I just like, I cannot wait. So yeah.
Well done.
Yay. You guys were having a baby. I hope you got lots of great tips and tricks from this episode. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will be updating you on more things as the time goes along. We will be doing a gender reveal at some point, hopefully in our new house with a backyard where we have space to have our friends over and do some type of fun gender reveal.
Check out for our GoFundMe because we have 17 kids now.
I mean, I would love to do something for like night nurses or something. I don't know. But yeah, we're just so excited to share the news with you, to share some more of the details. If you haven't seen it, there's also an exclusive in Us Weekly. It's going to be online, in magazine, on their Instagram and social media as well. So we love you and we thank you for hanging out with us. We will see you next week on the Hold My Crown podcast.
Love y'all.
Yay Media Group.